One reason teachers feel overwhelmed and frustrated is linked to fear. It's natural to feel fear, especially when you're in a new territory. And we are all in the new territory of COVID and remote learning. Fear is closely linked to change, but teachers have to deal with more change than most other professionals. Why? We have to learn new systems, new programs, new instructional strategies, adjust to new leadership, new district directives, new ways of developing interactive lessons, how to effectively plan in a changing school environment. And even some of our schools' single sign-ons are full of applications, too many for many of us to even comprehend. It parallels with how teachers are now being asked to do too many tasks in a limited amount of time. So we have more change and more fear. Change is constant. But the question is, and I want you to think about this question, is how can we manage the change? Maya Angelou said, if you don't like something, change it. And if you can't change it, change your attitude. In order to change our attitude, we have to process the emotion of fear and focus on managing it versus allowing it to control us. Well, Olivia, how can I do it? Well, first, let's focus on what is causing the fear the most. I highly suggest right now, just write down a list of things that trigger frustration in you that's related to teaching or just the career of teaching in general. Think about two things that really frustrate you. Next, I want you to think of what can you do or what support do you need to address those concerns? So I got two things that trigger the frustration. What can I do? Or where can I go for support? Next, I want you to take action. I want you to actively research and search for a solution to that issue or concern. For example, is there another teacher at your school having success with their virtual teaching? Are they calm? Do they seem in control? Could you talk to them to find out what strategies are they using? Because success repeats itself. Next, if the problem is totally out of your hands, what can you focus on to channel your energy towards things you can control? For example, I cannot control all these new trainings my principal has given me that I'm required to attend, but I can control mastering one of the trainings. Whatever you focus on will expand. What will you focus on? And what you focus on will eventually come back to you. It's called the law of conservation, where nothing is ever destroyed, but rather transformed into another form. So, can you focus on improving your instructional practice? Can you focus on building a mindset that can endure change and still be a confident and fearless educator? Can you focus on building stronger relationships with your students and their families? Only you can answer that question. However, if you can change your attitude, you can change your state of mind. And the mind is what creates fear. I like to think of fear as a false experience accepted as reality. It's just in our mind, and we accept it as our reality. So every thought, every feeling, every desire is a product of our thinking, which is connected to our attitude. We can control our thinking if we focus on the most important things, things that we have a direct influence over versus things that are not under our control.